Thank you. Let's sit down, please. The Chief Minister, Ministers of Government, the Honourable Speaker and Members of Parliament, the Chief of Staff and the IG, senior officers, both of ASLAF and SLB, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying a big thank you to all of you. I am here because you trusted in my promises I made to you and voted me as your leader, not only once, but twice. Except for those who are still fighting for electoral justice, we are going ahead and celebrating and doing great things, not only in Sierra Leone, but around the world. I want to say that I stand before you and have been trained and formed through two institutions, the Board School and the Armed Forces of Sierra Leone. I'm proud that my colleagues are here in their numbers, and I want to say thank you. You are not politicians yet, but you could be one day. I am the trailblazer, and I've shown you that when you take off your uniform, you can be better politicians. So don't come with the uniform. And with that gone. Quite a lot has gone on, ladies and gentlemen, and as a country, we should be proud of ourselves. I have always said, and I, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, let me say so again. We are great people in this country. We have not manifested our greatness because we have not had the leadership that will push us so that our potential can come out. Now, we have the opportunity. All of what I have done so far are things that I promised I will do. There is nothing I have done that I did not promise. That is why, for me, why I appreciate you coming together to celebrate it and to say thank you. I see this as fulfilling a promise that I made to this country. Many said he doesn't know anything, he doesn't even have a degree, he doesn't have money, he cannot leave, he cannot go out. Well, that is why I don't only live within Sierra Leone, I live outside of Sierra Leone. And this has taken quite a lot of work to clean up our image as that country which was termed as one of the most corrupt countries, where pregnant women were destined to die. You had a 50% chance to die if you became pregnant. Where nobody wanted to deal with us. I've had to, in the past 7 years, clean up that image so that we can shine as a small nation and to be elected to the Security Council after 53 years of absence. And to be trusted to lead the West African region when we have been there for 50 years and none of our leaders had the audacity to vie for the leadership and say, we can lead. That is not fair to this country, I must say. We are elected to represent you, and we should have the audacity, the strength to say, my people are part of this region, and therefore we should lead. All other Other countries have led 3 or 4 or 5 times, but never in the history of ECOWAS has Sierra Leone been elected chair of the authority of ECOWAS states. There are quite a lot of facts that we have forgotten so quickly, and I'm happy that the Honorable Alpha Khan reminded us that maybe we celebrate and talk about these things when we are still alive. That will strengthen us, that will boost our morale as a people, and also our self-esteem, especially for our children in whom we are investing so much so that they can raise this nation to greater heights. Today, I'm proud to say that we have accomplished this all together. And I feel propelled again and energetic to go for more, because Sierra Leone deserves better. Sierra Leone deserves better. And we are a great people. We only need to work together and not in silos. And we need that leadership, that mentorship. And that is what I have been providing. And I want to assure you that I will continue to inspire this young generation of leaders. Many I have encouraged to come on board and not to sit on the fringes and think that the world is going to do it for us. We have to do it for ourselves. And for we, the politicians, let's be good politicians. Let the people be at the fore of whatever we want to do in the public space. Then and only can we benefit in a very short time. So ladies and gentlemen, I say thank you for coming together, not only to welcome me, but also show gratitude. I think this was an election pledge. When many said he would not venture out of this country, I said, I will put you back on the map. So when we talk, we do it. I want to encourage all of us. I cannot accomplish this, and no leader coming in future will be able to do this all alone. We have to do it together. When I lead, I show direction, and it is left with us all to follow that direction. If you trust in my leadership, and in my judgment, and in my temperament, which have shown great fruits to date, we will be heading for greater things. I'm not saying this to flatter you, but I see a lot of potential in people in this country. But we are always working in silos or diametrically opposed to the good forces that exist among us. We should support that which is good and oppose as hard as possible and as vehemently as possible that which we think is not good for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud and honored to be your leader. And I started off by saying that I have been formed, trained by 2 institutions only. Maybe I will add a third one. The boys' school, the army, and now you, the people. In the public space, they say he doesn't talk too much, but I'm acting way beyond what I can say. Yes, politics is about talking. You have to talk. But this is part of my own leadership style. When you talk, I read what you say, and I also try to understand what you don't want to say. So this is how I learn. When you talk too much, I can read. You create a window into yourself, and I can read those things you are hesitant to say or don't want to say at all. Permit me to lead with my own leadership style. I will talk when it is necessary, but I will act even when you are sleeping. And all my actions are in the best interest of this country. Because we are trained to put our own lives on the line. That was the first job I did. I fought at the front. I'm only fortunate to be standing here. Most of my colleagues have been buried over 25 years ago. So I consider myself blessed. So right from the outset, I had offered my life for this nation. So I'm not the typical politician that you know. I'm not seeking power for the sake of power, but I'm seeking power for the sake of the people. And in the 21st century, the best way you can save a nation, the best way you can take care of people is to give them the best form of education. Ladies and gentlemen, we will never lead as a nation if we do not provide quality education for our people. If we do not become a healthy nation, if we cannot feed ourselves. So as you can see, in my human capital development endeavor, I have taken all of these and put them together because I want to make a map, and that map is making the people, putting them at the heart of everything that I do. The left, center, front, and rear of everything that I say and do is meant to give the human being its greatest potential. No wonder our children are doing much better today than they were 6-7 years ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage us all to know and to accept that that in us dwells greatness as a people. I am here to unleash that greatness. And that is why I take our women seriously. And I want to thank you for all the support. I mean, you cannot be serious about development when you put more than 50% of your population to the rear, or keep them in the kitchen, or you do not empower them. You are not serious. That is lip service to development. That is a basic truth that we have to accept. So it is not by coincidence, or rather it is purposeful on our part to make sure that we bring the women along with us. I've started with 30%. We could exceed that if the women themselves are serious about what they are. I can say that now because I'm not going to go for votes again. Then I'm going to vote for me. But I have enough women to vote for me. But I think the men we are resisting, but they are enjoying it now. They are enjoying your company. It's always, the more the merrier, not so? We are blessing them. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. But for me, this was just an accomplishment of a promise I made that I will put Sierra Leone back on the map. Madam First Lady, now in this state lodge, we have the chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Health and Trade. And we have the president of all the women, First Ladies in Africa. should be proud. We are setting the target high, the bar high. So, as you gear up to elect your new leaders, and finally our next president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, that is for the SLPP, don't do so on emotion. Don't do so on emotion. I am going to vote in that election, and I am a delegate. Let's put sentiments aside, and let's make sure our flag bearer is the next president. No apologies about that. I have a party that does well. In its weakest form, it's better. I think it's a moral imperative for the SLPP to do whatever it takes to continue. Which means when it comes to choosing our leader, I can see many faces here, and I know how hard you fought in the trenches to elect me, and how you are vindicated. There were some who said he cannot lead. There were some who said he cannot even lead this country. There was nothing that they didn't throw at me. But I think today you are vindicated. So when they say, that day when I elected, they had to go holiday for. I remember that. The Medema de Gawan proverb, one trap they will make for Arata then. If you go meet Babu in Leone, he said that trap don't get you. Those in a pity one bit more from mine. Because it just be for jacking figure, the trap all the through. Don't go for the trap. Put all your thinking to it, deep thinking. Be patriotic and love your party. And make and do rational decisions when it comes to choosing your leader. You may very well be choosing your future and the future of your children. On that note, I want to truly thank all of you, Madam First Lady, for working with the women to put this together, and for all of you who have come, and for all of you who are with me on this journey. I take credit, but I know I'm not alone. I have so many lieutenants. Like the IG said, he has automatically become the chair of West African Police. So is the CDS. My Minister of Foreign Affairs is now the chairperson. And he is doing very well. He's well respected. I must say that. You know, I was accused of being biased, that I'm bringing too many young people. Sometimes they say women, and the other time they say young people. But our performance out there, I had great reviews about the performance of our Security Council team that we put together. One of the permanent representatives, Imra Khan. This is to tell you that why we need the experience of us who are older In that mix, you still can mentor, train, and coach our youth who are in their large numbers, so that there is no deficit when we will leave finally. If we don't do that, then there will be a gap. And that will be the time when we the most vulnerable, some of us, you may not be able to talk anymore. But if you train them now, you are assured that you have a pair of hands capable to take over, maybe better than what we are doing now. So I'm proud to work with you, the young people of this country, who are responsible and fit for leadership. And I want to encourage us who are older to help mentor, because that is the natural trend if we care for our legacy and the future of Sierra Leone. On that note, I thank all of you for the great things we are doing together. Thank you.